The photograph captures a moment frozen in time, hiding both a grand and a small story, forgotten yet recorded in textbooks. Join me in uncovering the mysteries of rare and random photographs that once mattered to people but mean little today. Coal is seldom mined in Europe now, deemed too dirty and troublesome. Western countries prefer to source coal from Eastern Europe or their last remaining mines. Once, even in cheerful Belgium, miners suffered, crammed into filthy elevator cages like sardines in a can. After the war, the US experienced a liberation, with skirts getting shorter and women's bodies more exposed. However, following the Victorian era of modesty, no one knew what the ideal woman should look like. Consequently, in 1954, an American magazine conducted an extensive study on this topic, and the American Body of Dreams became this model featured in Time. Today, no law enforcement officer ventures outside without a bulletproof vest, but back in 1923, American Murphy struggled to sell his newly invented bulletproof vest to the police. They were skeptical that any contraption could stop a bullet and were unwilling to purchase his product. In determination, the stubborn entrepreneur wore the vest himself and faced the sheriff. When the sheriff shot, the bullet lodged in the vest, causing Murphy to fall and writhe in pain. Yet when he regained consciousness, he stood up and handed the officers the lodged bullet. Anything to satisfy hunger. In 1922, a woman cheerfully pours whiskey from her cane. The U.S. had seen 13 years of prohibition, with alcohol being poured out of barrels and mugs during raids. People wanted to drink, including Our Lady. During those tumultuous American years, a cane was ingeniously designed to conceal illegal liquor. Here's the girl, happily pouring whiskey into a teacup at a cafe. Sophia Loren was the idol of men in the 60s. Everyone desired her, but she wanted no one, choosing only to star in films instead of cooking or raising a child. One day, she was inadvertently photographed in stockings during a movie shoot, leading men across the globe, from natives to mechanics, to desire her even more. These are friends and girlfriends from a Japanese brothel in 1890. The first photograph reached Japan in that year, gifting us with a unique image. Brothels in Japan, much like samurais and sake, are part of the cultural tradition. The term geisha is known even to patrons of red and white in Tours Hawk. Once the Portuguese opened Japan in the 16th century, they began visiting geishas and brothels. The remarkable aspects of ancient Japanese artistry and pleasure drove pious Christians mad, and charming geishas ended up with syphilis. Now the Colosseum in Rome is a World Heritage Site, enclosed and guarded, looking as it does today. Yet, 120 years ago, the world and Italy cared little for the Colosseum. No one looked after Rome's legacy, and beside the unprotected ruins, oranges were sold, just like this lovely grandmother did in 1900. Everyone knows the gangster Al Capone. Big Al controlled Chicago and led the Torrio Mafia clan, coin ing the term racketeering. So you understand why, when Al Capone was imprisoned for 11 years, he lived lavishly in his solitary cell, equipped with a polished table, tasteful paintings, drinks, and a radio playing waltzes. When the world began to smoke cigarettes and move toward death by tobacco, athletes considered cigarettes a form of doping that delighted the heart and allowed for swifter pedaling. Participants in the Tour de France were no exception, believing that smoking on the route opened their lungs, and thus they would light up before climbing hills. Their lungs did open, though not in spring but towards lung cancer. The Tour de France, in 1927. He's not some maniac, nor is this torture. It's not sodomy, but a patient at an orthopedic appointment. However, it's unclear what is wrong with such a swan-like back. The orthopedic surgeon, mesmerized by the sight, grasped a metal object with his right hand while making an ambiguous gesture with the other. If you love vintage photographs and want to immerse yourself in the atmosphere of the past, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Here you will find unique snapshots, interesting stories, and captivating facts about celebrities and events that have left their mark in history. Support us with a like so we can continue sharing this amazing collection with you.